So, let's talk about something huge that's happening right under our noses in the digital world. We're calling it the end of the human safety net.
Seriously? Think about this for a second. What if a machine, an algorithm, with no phone number, no customer service rep, no one to appeal to, what if that suddenly locked you out of your own life? And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi plot. It's becoming a very real problem, right now. Okay, let's paint a picture. It's late on a Friday evening, you've had a long week, you're working remotely, and you are so ready to just shut that laptop and start the weekend. And just as you're about to sign off, boom, a notification pops up. And you just get that feeling in your gut. Something's not right.
You look closer, and it's your main email account, the one that's connected to everything, your bank, your work, your social media, and it's been locked. So your first instinct, panic a little, and then immediately try to get help.
So you jump onto the help portal, right? You're frantically looking for a chat button or a phone number, anything to talk to a real person. But as you keep clicking through these soulless menus, this really chilling feeling starts to sink in. There's no one there. It's just you and a machine, and it's just running through a script.
And that experience, right there, gets us to the heart of the problem we're talking about today. That human safety net we've all just kind of assumed would always be there. The idea that if things go wrong, a real person will help you sort it out. Well, it's quietly but very quickly disappearing.
There's a line in our source material that just hits the nail on the head. It says our reliance on human intervention is one of the most outdated assumptions in online safety. Think about that. The idea that a person is on the other end, ready to spot something fishy or confirm it's really you, that's now considered old-fashioned. And this huge change, it's happened almost without any of us even noticing.
So you gotta ask, why is this happening now? Well, just look at how we live and work. We've got this massive explosion in remote work. People are traveling all the time. And because of that, the number of digital logins, transactions, and support tickets has just gone through the roof. It's overwhelming. So to even try and keep up, big tech companies are handing the keys over to AI and automated systems to manage security at a global scale.
Okay, so that sounds efficient, right? But this efficiency comes with a massive trade-off. It creates what you could call a machine's blind spot. And trust me, that blind spot is exactly where the danger is.
Let's break down the difference, because it's everything. A human support agent has intuition, right? They can hear the panic in your voice over the phone. They can spot a pattern that just seems weird, even if all the data technically checks out. A machine, it has none of that. It only understands one thing: credentials. It follows a strict set of rules, and it blindly trusts the data it's given. So if an attacker shows up with the right key, the machine just opens the door. No questions asked. There's zero understanding of context.
And this blind spot, it's the perfect breeding ground for a type of attack called credential exploitation. And don't let the fancy name fool you. This isn't about some genius hacker breaking through firewalls. It's much simpler and honestly, way scarier. It's just an attacker getting a hold of your actual, legitimate password and using it to waltz right in.
This gives attackers a huge, huge advantage. They're not fighting the system anymore. They've figured out how to use the system's own rigid logic against you.
So let me walk you through how this usually plays out. An attacker goes and buys a list of stolen passwords on the dark web, maybe from a data breach years ago. Then they use a simple automated script to try your email and that password on hundreds of different websites, banking, shopping, you name it. The moment it gets a hit, the platform's automated security system just sees a correct password. As far as the machine is concerned, everything is perfectly normal. And just like that, access is granted, instantly. You're compromised before you even have a chance to react.
And here's the kicker, the real irony in all of this. The bad guys are using automation to beat automation. They get how these systems think, so they design their attacks to look completely normal, to just fly right under the radar.
And that brings us to another really powerful quote from our research. It says, "You're losing access not because the security is weak, but because it's blindly obedient." Let that sink in. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed. It's just programmed to open the door for anyone holding the right key, no matter who they are or what their intentions are.
So, what does all this mean for us? Well, it points to a gigantic change in how we need to approach our own online safety. We're calling it the Great Responsibility Shift.
And here it is, the single most important mindset shift you can make right now. You have to operate under the assumption that you are on your own. The days of counting on a company's customer service to bail you out,
they're over. That responsibility, it's been transferred from them directly to you.
Now that might sound pretty bleak, but it's not a reason to give up. Not at all. It's a reason to get prepared. So let's talk about the tools you need, your proactive toolkit, to take back control.
It's actually pretty simple. If the whole problem is that attackers are stealing and using your digital key, then the solution is to make that key impossible to copy. This is where you, personally, become the first and most important line of defense.
All right, so what do you need? First and foremost, a secure password manager. Look, report after report shows that the overwhelming majority of hacks happen because of stolen or weak passwords. A good password manager solves this. It creates a completely unique, super strong password for every single website you use. That alone makes you basically immune to those credential stuffing attacks we talked about. Next up, good privacy tools, especially a VPN. These encrypt your data and hide your internet traffic, which is absolutely crucial if you're ever using public Wi-Fi while traveling. Basically, it stops attackers from even getting the information they'd need to target you in the first place.
When you start using these tools, you're not waiting for help from a human support agent that probably doesn't even exist anymore. Instead, you're building your own fortress. You're creating your own safety net with smart, strong digital habits. And that is how you take the power back.
And let's be clear, this isn't about being paranoid and afraid of the internet. It's just about being realistic. It's about understanding the new rules of the road and making sure you have the right tools in your glove box so you can navigate this world safely and with confidence.
So yeah, the old safety net, the one that was held together by real people with real intuition, it's gone. The only question left is, are you ready to be your own?